Hey guys, welcome to a new kind of segment that we're doing, well I'm doing, and I think I'm going to call it Getting Pregnant with Jen. A pregnancy story, part one, because obviously this is a temporary thing because you're only pregnant for a certain amount of time, and you know, I have a few friends who are pregnant or looking to get pregnant who said, oh, why don't you do something like that, like an update or something? So I was like, that's not a bad idea. I'm like, I'll try it. So if you're interested in things pregnancy related, if you're looking to get pregnant, if you are pregnant, if you've been pregnant, and that kind of thing interests you, then you might enjoy this. If you are not interested in any of those things, you might not. So feel free to not watch this if this isn't your cup of tea. Some stuff I might talk about might be a little TMI. Nothing awful, but I mean, it might not even be TMI, who am I kidding? I don't know. And I thought it'd be nice. I'm like, oh, you know, it's, you know, kind of getting in fall now. Like, it's kind of gloomy out. A little bit cold. I should sit here with a cup of coffee and stuff, but I don't really feel like it. You know how gross throwing up coffee is? It's almost as gross as, okay. So what I'm going to be talking about is just some of my experiences being pregnant, how I, you know, I don't want to say, this is all about me and how I feel, but I mean, just kind of what it's like being pregnant and getting pregnant and staying pregnant, and just for me what this has been like. So I do have two kids already. They're about to turn 9 and 10, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, well, do you remember this from last time? And I'm like, I don't remember anything from being pregnant last time. It was like a decade ago that the last time I was pregnant. So I mean, I don't know, it's kind of new for me. So my children, so my husband's name is Sean, and if you don't know him or us personally, we just got married last year. We've been together for about 7 years. So my children, my son and daughter, who are about to turn 9 and 10, are not his blood children. They're his stepkids. So this is Sean's first child, and I'm very excited, especially for him, because like, it's so exciting, like having your first baby and stuff. And obviously this is not my first child, but it's my first child with him. So I'm very excited. But so anyway, oh God, and I have pregnancy brain. So like, if I don't make sense for a little while, then that's why. And I'm gonna try to make this movie. Yeah. I'm gonna try to make this, you know, it's not gonna be 5 minutes, but it's not gonna be half an hour by any means. Not even 20 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get through everything that I've experienced up to this point. So I guess the first thing is, you know, this pregnancy has been a little jarring for me, because I did experience a miscarriage earlier this year. And one of these, you never think it's gonna happen to you, ever. So that was my first and hopefully my last, but I had a miscarriage in April. I don't even know how actually far along I was because I hadn't been to the doctor's yet. So by my calculations, I was like 9 weeks, between 9 and 11 weeks. You know, I had cramping, a little bit of bleeding. I go to the ER, there's no heartbeat, so I'm like, effing great. So that's, you know, good for a big bout of depression. So, but it also scares the crap out of you for the next time you get pregnant, because you're like, oh God, and you try to take every precaution, but you can't stop a miscarriage. It just happens. Like, it's part of life. Anyway, so that happened, and it sucked, and you know, but you know, your body does this for a reason. And I used to hate when people used to say it to me, like, everything happens for a reason. But I'm glad that my body realized there was something wrong and did what it had to do. Anyway, so I literally had one period after that miscarriage, and then I was pregnant again. So I'm 17 weeks now, and every day I'm like scared. Like, I can't even help it. My friend's like, oh, just try not to worry about it. Yeah, easier said than done. But so for this pregnancy, my doctor put me on progesterone. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Progesterone, because it's a weird word. Anyway, my friend, yeah, he's my friend. My doctor put me on that for about 3 months, and then now I'm just taking prenatals, folic acid, what have you. And everything has pretty much been going, well, I think. And everybody's, you know, we all try to compare our symptoms and stuff, but everybody's different. So you just kind of roll with the punches and see how you feel. And you know, I had morning sickness or everyday sickness. A guy totally came up with that frigging morning sickness crap, because that is not true. sore boobs, acne. Oh my God. The first like 2.5 to 3, like it just, within the last month, my face just started clearing up. Ew. Like, oh my God. I normally don't really care. Like, I usually just wear makeup for videos and for work. I don't wear it on a regular basis to go to the friggin' store. So, but I mean, I found myself having to put on makeup because my face looked so gross. And it was like chin, cheek, like, ew, ew, ew. It was just, they didn't make a cover-up. They didn't make a cover-up. They didn't make a cover-up good enough to hide my frigging crappy acne-ified face. It was awful. Anyway though, but you know what? I hate saying these kind of things because I'm very grateful to be pregnant, but you know, I'm a girl and some of these things bother me. But anyway, so yeah, the acne was bad, the headaches. I'm like a frequent normal migraine sufferer, and obviously you can't take migraine medication when you're pregnant, so you're suffering through, my hair is so dirty. You're suffering through migraines and headaches and everything, and you can't really do anything, and Tylenol is just crap. I mean, that doesn't freaking work. So yeah, my symptoms weren't crazy or anything, and they have, you know, tapered off, and you know, the nausea is pretty much gone except when I brush my teeth. And you know what, I'm kind of grateful because, especially in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth, my stomach's empty, so if I have to throw up, I'm just dry heaving, which is better than throwing up like dinner or something, so I'll take dry heaves. That's not every day though. It's just, you know, a few times a week, but whatever. So really everything has been pretty okay for me so far. This time I was just like, okay, I'm waiting until like I'm in my second trimester to tell people, like, legit. A bunch of people did actually know, but especially because you can't hide it, like your second and third pregnancies, you show. Like, you show way before you should. So everybody's like, oh, are you 6 months? I'm like, no, I'm like 4. So, you know, weight gain is just something that happens, and for you girls who literally just have a basketball under your shirt when you're pregnant and don't look pregnant at all, like your legs are still thin and your arms don't have flab, what the hell? But anyway, I'm always like, I'm gonna work out for this pregnancy, I'm gonna go on walks and blah 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 and do aerobics. Criminal Minds on. Okay. I'm peeing. Oh my God. I have to pee like crazy all the time. But I did end up buying like an at-home Doppler to like check for the heartbeat myself. So I bought this like 2 months ago, and of course I couldn't find a heartbeat, so I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong. And so I belong to this has to do what I'm talking about, I'm just jumping. I belong to this Facebook group for girls who are also due at the same time, so in March of next year. And all of them, like, not all of them, I'm lying, a lot of them had been posting stuff like, at 13 weeks, like, oh, this is the heartbeat, and they'd show you the monitor and all the stuff that they have on their at-home Dopplers. I'm like, where the hell is my baby and where's the heartbeat? So finally I was just like, you know what, this is just making me upset, I'm just gonna stop using it. And then about 2 weeks ago, I finally found it. So I was like, yes! So every night and every morning I check for this heartbeat because that's all I care about at this point. You know, some girl posted on our group yesterday, when does the worrying end? It doesn't. It doesn't when you're pregnant, it doesn't when they're born, it doesn't end. I still check on my 9 and 10-year-old at night. Like, it doesn't end. Sorry. Let's see what else. Doctors. And this isn't, I won't get into it too much, but make sure you love your doctor. I love my doctor. He delivered my daughter, so I've known him a long time. I never thought I would like a guy, like, woman's doctor. But, you know, when I was a teenager and I started going to the gynecologist just for checkups, I went to the woman that, you know, was my mom and sister's gynecologist. So I knew her, she was very nice, I loved her. And then when I was pregnant, I was like, oh great, you know, she's gonna be my doctor. So I go into the doctor's office, they're like, oh no, she doesn't do OB. I'm like, okay, can I have her? No, she doesn't do OB. What does that mean? She doesn't deliver babies. Oh, well, great. So, you know, I danced around from a few doctors to doctors, and then I finally found my wonderful Dr. Troy. He's awesome. He's probably like in his late 40s, but he's super nice. Like, he's very down to earth. He's like he's just a really easy person to talk to. He, you know, addresses my fears and what have you, and he's very patient, and I don't feel like I'm bothering him by asking him like stupid questions and everything, because I still have stupid questions to ask. But he's great. And so it's so important that you like your doctor, because, you know, it's a very personal relationship. So you really should be comfortable with the person, you know, taking care of you. Anyway, so this will be my third C-section. My son was a C-section, my daughter was a C-section, and this baby will be a C-section, which I'm thrilled about. And, you know, I get a lot of heat from some girls like, oh, you don't want to try pushing? No, I don't. I tried pushing with my son. That was a disaster. You know, I went in, you know, it's my first baby. I'm mortified. I'm scared. I'm like, holy shit, I'm bringing home a kid. I'm going to keep this thing alive. It's scary. But you have to get him out first. And that's something a lot of us don't think about. Like, oh my God, it's so cute. We're gonna have a baby. First baby. Oh my God, this is so great. Finally, when you're laying down there on that bed, shit, how's this kid coming out of me? Well, only one or two ways. Or, yeah, one or two. Okay, anyway. So, you know, I pushed for about 5 or 6 hours with him. I had an epidural, all that crap. He was on my sciatica. Or is it sciatic nerve? Sciatica? I want to say sciatica, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so he's on my nerve, and it felt like somebody like stabbed me in the back, in between my shoulder blades, and just was twisting the knife back and forth. It was the worst pain I'd ever felt. Till this day, I remember. So after a while, my doctor's like, who was not the doctor that I love, it was some witch woman. She was like, Jen, if you don't get the baby out, we're gonna have to do a C-section. And I'm like, well, you know what, honey, I'm done pushing, so you give me that C-section. Had the C-section, it was awesome. Then for my daughter, finally, it was the doctor that I love, and he had said, you know, this is totally your call. Do you want to try pushing again, or do you want to have a C-section? I said, Doc, hook me up with a C-section. I'll take it. You get an extra day or two in the hospital, like get to relax, you know, it's... For me, that was a very comfortable way to bring my child into the world. So this time, my doctor assured me, you know, we're just going C-section this time. You know, you've already had 2, so this is the way we're doing it. I said, you know what? You got it. And it's funny because even though my daughter was scheduled and I knew I was having it, it wasn't like with my son where I was like, oh crap, you know, I don't know what to expect. It's funny because I was scared. Like I remember walking to the OR, which I thought was so weird they made you walk. But anyway, I remember walking into the OR and I'm like thinking, oh shit, like what if something goes wrong? What if I bleed to death? Like, you know, we always have these fears, but that's why I feel comfortable having a baby in a hospital, because if something goes wrong, there's a lot of people there to help me. So yeah, this is, you know, I'm in my 2nd trimester. Everything seems to be going well. I have an appointment coming up next week, and then in like 2 or 3 weeks, I'll find out the sex. And I'm not doing a gender reveal. I can't talk. I'm not doing a gender reveal party or anything like that. I just think that's kind of silly. For me, I think this is a, you know, just a personal thing between me and my husband. You know, I'll tell people what we're having, but I mean, I'm not having a party for it. So, although if you do have a party for it, I don't want to insult anybody, that's great, you know, that's what you want to do, but this is what I want to do, so. So I'm just going to the doctor's by myself. They're gonna check out the bits and pieces, and I'm just gonna have the nurse doctor who's ever doing it put the picture in an envelope for me, write down what it is, and then later on, me and my husband can find out together, because I'm not gonna make him take off work or go in late to, you know, go to the ultrasound with me. We're very low key, and that's okay. So I actually did start registering, and I realized how boring I am, because everything, like furniture-wise, it's all like black or gray or white. Like I don't know. I mean, regardless if this baby is a boy or a girl, I don't care. It's we're cool either way. But yeah, I'm not a big, like, if it's a boy, everything's sports. If it's a girl, everything's red leopard print or something. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm very neutral. My husband's neutral. Like, our house is very neutral. We have nothing obnoxiously loud except for me. I think this is where I'm done talking. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. You know, there isn't gonna be tons of these videos, probably one every few weeks, just like updates, kind of like this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of this. any questions you have, any suggestions for something, please list them below and I'd be happy to answer them or talk about them or what have you. So stay tuned for more Getting Pregnant with Jen Part 2 coming up within the next few weeks. And thank you so much for watching. See you later, guys. Bye.